Hello everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the van build. Today I'm going to be trying to do the stripping for the walls, or the framing, whatever you want to call it. I got this 1x3 flooring strips from Home Depot. They're about like $6 a pop, and I got a handful of them. I could have gotten pine, but that was like double the price, and I didn't think it was worth it. How I'm adhering everything to the walls, I got these rivet nuts. And this rivet nut gun. Or tool, however you want to call it. I got one hole started just to see if these fit. These are M6 rivet nuts. How these work, you just put these in there, screw this gun on, and when you tighten it, these little nuts compress so you can put a bolt through them. M6 nut works with M6 bolts. So I'll be drilling my holes, getting my wood cut. Because these are contoured, curved with the van, just as same with the XPS, I'll be cutting the wood into multiple different sections. Probably the same sections I did with this. Once you're done drilling all your holes, make sure you have either paint, primer, whatever, something for rust prevention. Every single one of these holes, dap up with a little. I got white clean metal primer, and it helped with rust a little bit. So before I'm finishing anything, I'm going to dap up every single hole I made for these rivet bolts, rivet nuts, whatever they're called. Because rust is probably the worst thing you can do. That's why I'm not using self-tappers. Self-tappers can barely hold anything, and these can hold significantly more. This is just the way to go. You don't want self-tappers. But never done this before. I'll see how this goes. This may take a while, but I'm ready for it. I got my first boards cut. I got 11 inches here, 12 inches, 13 inches, 12 inches. Which is how it is. I can get a little flatter piece here, so that's fine. And there's a little bit of gap on the top, but I don't want a lot of little pieces everywhere, so I think I'll be fine with that. I think it looks pretty good. And I'm gonna get to cutting everything else before I start drilling. Just to make sure I have enough wood, so if I need to get more, I will. I got 5 pieces of 8 foot long, so that should be enough. But I'm gonna keep cutting everything I need, and then we can start drilling. Next part of the framing, I was showing you how I got all the holes to line up with all these perfectly, and a couple little tips that I've been using to make it a little bit easier on myself. Since I'm using M6 rivets, I got these M6 bolts with the tapered top. So when I drill them in, it's flush. So when I'm putting all my paneling up and everything, there won't be any bumps everywhere. It'll be significantly easier. So drilling the holes for these pieces of wood, you want a drill bit slightly bigger than the screw bolt itself, because screwing into these riv nuts, I found out, if it's exactly and you're forcing it, I already had two pop out on me and start spinning. That wasn't fun. Not fun at all. So be careful putting these in and make sure you're basically able to thread them in when you're putting your pieces of wood up. Really important, or else you'll make the mistakes I did. I have the rest of the van already all framed up, besides this part right here, but I wanted to show you how at least do this after I got comfortable doing them, because it was a struggle. So all I really used was a square, whatever this kind of jig is. You put it on top of the wood and it marks a circle perfectly centered. It's real nice since all these are centered decently well, not perfect, but it makes it easier so I'm not measuring a billion things. All I have to do, put this next to it, mark a line where the hole is, put my jig on there, and drill the hole. And last but not least, of course, an Allen key, tighten these. But like I said, when you're tightening them, make sure you're not using a lot of force, or else the riv nut will start spinning, and I've not found a good way to remove them besides yanking them out really hard. And there we have it. The main framing of the van is done. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing cross framing this way for my cabinetry and everything, or if I'm just gonna be bolting to this weird corner. Not too sure yet, but we'll figure it out. If I learned anything from doing these, take your time with riv nuts. You don't want them popping out on you. Figure out what you're doing. When you're using the tool, make sure you're straight ahead, because having them offset at an angle, where you screw in can be close to the edge and be touching the bolt. So it just makes it harder to turn. Any kind of resistance at all just increases the chance of it spinning. And once it's spin, you're just SOL. But some progress today, some visible progress. That's always sweet. Not sure what we're gonna work on next, but I got too many ideas and not enough information to do them. Hope you learned something today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.